Chapter 1. The Launch. The sun had barely kissed the horizon, painting a breathtaking canvas of oranges and pinks across the sky, when Dr. Eleanor Riggs stepped onto the launch pad. Her heart was a symphony of emotions, excitement, fear, and a curious sense of destiny. Today marked the beginning of humanity's most ambitious journey, one she'd spearheaded to unlock the secrets of the Paradox artifact. Beside her, Commander Jack Mason shared a look of determined solidarity. They, along with Arav Shah and the AI, Zara, embodied humanity's leap into the unknown. The Odyssey, their ship and home for the foreseeable future, loomed ahead, a sleek embodiment of human ingenuity. Arav, barely into his 20s and the youngest among them, bounced on his heels, his eyes shining with unbridled enthusiasm. "Can you believe it? We are actually doing this!" he exclaimed, almost in disbelief. Riggs smiled, her gaze fixed on the Odyssey. "Believe it, Arav. Every puzzle, every enigma the universe has thrown at us, it all leads to today." Jack clapped Arav on the back, his voice steady and reassuring. "Let's make history, team." Zara's holographic form flickered to life beside them, her features meticulously designed, down to the last strand of digital hair, to provide a comforting presence. "Pre-launch checks are complete, team. The Odyssey awaits your command," she said, her voice a harmonious blend of human warmth and machine precision. They boarded the Odyssey, its interior a labyrinth of technology and comfort. Every panel, every screen, whispered of adventures to come and secrets waiting to unfold. As they settled into their launch positions, Riggs took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the responsibility resting on their shoulders. "Initiating launch sequence," Zara intoned, the calm in her voice a stark contrast to the adrenaline surging through Riggs. The engines roared to life, a mighty beast awakened, and the Odyssey vibrated with pent-up energy. As the countdown began, Riggs felt a hand squeeze hers, Jack's. They exchanged a glance, no words needed. 3, 2, 1, Zara counted down, and with a thunderous roar that shook the very air around them, the Odyssey launched, propelling them into the stars. The G-force pressed them back into their seats, a tangible reminder of the forces at play. But as they broke through the atmosphere, the pressure eased, and weightlessness greeted them like an old friend. The Earth receded in the viewports, a swirling marble of blues and greens, a silent testament to humanity's origins. "We've made it," Jack murmured, his voice tinged with awe. Riggs couldn't help but smile. "This is just the beginning," she replied. As the Odyssey set its course, the team gathered around the main console. The Paradox artifact, securely encased and monitored, pulsed with a light of its own, its secrets beckoning. "We have a long journey ahead," Riggs began, addressing her crew. "The artifact is not just a tool, it's a teacher. It has lessons to share, about the universe, about us. Our mission is to learn, to decipher its mysteries and understand its message." Arav, ever the enthusiast, leaned closer. "Do you think the civilization that created this, do you think they knew we'd find it someday?" "Perhaps," Riggs contemplated. "Or maybe we were always meant to find it." Jack nodded, a solemn understanding in his eyes. "Either way, we have a duty, not just to ourselves, but to all of humanity. This journey, it's bigger than any one of us." The team fell into a comfortable silence, each lost in their thoughts and dreams of what lay ahead. The Odyssey sailed on, a solitary vessel amidst the stars, carrying the hopes and ambitions of humanity towards the unknown. Their adventure had begun, a journey not just of distance and discovery, but of introspection and understanding. Ahead of them lay challenges and wonders beyond imagination, and within their grasp, the potential to unlock the very secrets of the cosmos. The story of the Paradox artifact was unfolding, and with every light year traveled, the fabric of the universe seemed to whisper its secrets a little louder. Chapter 2. The Echoes of Time. The Odyssey, now weeks into its voyage, sliced through the deep velvet of space like a shard of light. Inside, the team had settled into a rhythm, each day bringing them closer to their enigmatic destination. Dr. Eleanor Riggs found herself more often in the observatory, staring out at the endless stars, each one a beacon of untold stories and secrets. The Paradox artifact, safely contained within its own room, seemed to hum with anticipation, its surface occasionally shimmering with patterns that defied understanding. One evening, as the ship navigated through a particularly dense asteroid field, a strange anomaly caught Riggs's attention. "Zara, enhance Sector 7B on the main screen," she instructed, her gaze narrowing. The AI complied, and the screen flickered before revealing an irregularity in space, a sort of ripple that seemed out of place among the stars. "That's not a natural formation," Riggs observed, her voice laced with curiosity. Jack joined her, his experienced eyes quickly assessing the scenario. "Looks almost like a tear." Arav, ever enticed by a mystery, rushed to their side. "A tear in the fabric of space-time? Is that even possible?" Riggs nodded slowly, her mind racing with theories. If the artifact's creators had the technology to manipulate time and space, it's plausible they could leave echoes, for lack of a better word. The decision was made without hesitation. The Odyssey altered its course, drawn to the anomaly like a moth to a flame. As they approached, the fabric of reality seemed to shimmer and warp before their eyes. The view outside the viewport no longer stars and blackness, but a swirling vortex of colors and lights. Jack steadied himself, his voice steady. "Zara, initiate a protective shield. Let's not take any unnecessary risks." "Protective measures engaged," Zara confirmed, her form flickering slightly as she diverted power to the ship's defenses. The Odyssey inched closer, the anomaly now a gaping maw in space itself, inviting them into its depths. "Are we really doing this?" Arav asked, a mix of excitement and apprehension in his tone. Riggs turned to him, her eyes alight with the fire of discovery. "We're here to unravel the universe's mysteries, Arav. How can we turn away now?" With that, they crossed the threshold, the Odyssey enveloped by the anomaly. Time and space bent around them, reality twisting in ways that defied comprehension. The sensation was disorienting. The very essence of their beings stretched and pulled in infinite directions. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, it ended. The Odyssey emerged on the other side of the anomaly, unscathed but forever changed. The view outside was unlike anything they had seen before. A galaxy stretched out before them, ancient and vast, its stars singing in frequencies that stirred the soul. Riggs felt a profound connection, as if this place held the answers they sought. "This is it," she whispered, more to herself than anyone. "The source of the artifact." Jack, ever the pragmatist, broke the reverent silence. "Let's start scanning. We need to know what we're dealing with." The team sprang into action, their instruments probing the unknown. It wasn't long before they detected a planet, its composition and atmosphere eerily similar to Earth's. "Our first destination," Riggs announced, a sense of destiny cloaking her words. The Odyssey descended towards the planet, its surface marked by ruins that spoke of a civilization long gone. As they landed, a sense of solemnity fell over the team. They were about to walk the lands of those who had mastered the cosmos, seeking answers among the whispers of time. Equipped and ready, they stepped out of the Odyssey, their feet touching alien soil for the first time. The air was thick with the scent of a world forgotten, and before them lay the remnants of a city, its architecture suggesting a profound understanding of the universe and its intricacies. "This is where our journey truly begins," Riggs said, looking at her team. They nodded, each feeling the gravity of the moment. Ahead of them the ruins awaited, a silent teacher ready to impart its knowledge. The secrets of the Paradox artifact, and perhaps the fate of all existence, lay within these ancient stones. The team moved forward into the heart of the city where the true test of their journey awaited. Chapter 3: Whispers of the Ancients. The ruins before the team were a palette of shadows and whispers, towering structures and intricate carvings that seemed to pulse with an unseen energy. Dr. Eleanor Riggs led the way, her eyes reflecting the wonder and solemn respect she felt for this place. Each step they took on the ancient soil seemed to echo across eons, bridging the gap between past and future. The architecture, it's not just functional, it's symbolic, almost like a narrative, observed Arav, running his fingers across the smooth, otherworldly surface of a monolithic structure. Commander Jack Mason, ever vigilant, scanned the horizon. "No signs of life, but let's stay sharp. This place hasn't seen visitors in who knows how long." Zara, whose holographic form shimmered slightly in the alien atmosphere, added, "Energy readings suggest this city was once powered by technologies far surpassing our current understanding. The source seemed centralized, possibly that structure ahead. Riggs nodded, directing her gaze to a colossal dome at the city's heart. That's where we'll likely find our answers. Let's proceed. As they ventured deeper, they found themselves surrounded by holographic projections, suddenly springing to life as if triggered by their presence. The projections depicted beings of slender build and grace, their features ethereal, engaging in various aspects of life and scientific endeavor. "These must be the ancients," whispered Arav in awe. "Look, they're using the artifact." Indeed, in the center of one projection, the familiar shape of the paradox artifact hovered, its glyphs pulsating with light. Around it, the ancients worked in harmony, manipulating the fabric of reality itself, creating energy, bending space, even pausing time. Riggs felt a chill run down her spine. They mastered the paradoxes, but to what end? Jack pointed to another projection, this one darker, showing the ancients in despair as their sun turned volatile, consuming everything in its wake. They faced an existential threat. The artifact was their solution, Riggs concluded. They must have tried to use it to save their civilization. Moving forward, they reached the dome, its entrance guarded by a single, massive door adorned with the same glyphs found on the artifact. Arav approached, his device scanning the symbols. "It's a lock of sorts, but incredibly complex, based on the artifact's principles, I think." Riggs stepped forward, removing a replica of the artifact they'd brought for study. As she held it up to the door, the glyphs began to glow, resonating with the replica in her hand. A deep rumbling filled the air, and the door slowly began to open, revealing darkness within. "Let's find out what they were trying to save themselves from," Riggs said, leading the team inside. The interior was vast, a cathedral of science where the boundaries between physics and art blurred. They navigated through halls of knowledge, finally arriving at a central chamber. Here, a larger version of the paradox artifact floated, inactive yet majestic. Zara analyzed the surroundings. "This was their command center, and look," she pointed to a series of consoles. "They left something behind." Approaching the consoles, Arav discovered they were surprisingly compatible with his own devices. "I think they wanted us, or someone, to find this." With a few adjustments, he initiated a sequence. The chamber came alive, holograms flickering into existence around them, narrating the ancients' final days. They watched, hearts heavy, as the ancients attempted to use the artifact to reset their dying star. Despite their efforts, the experiment failed, leading to their civilization's demise. But in their final moments, they sent the artifact into space, a beacon for future generations to find. "Their last act was hope," Riggs said, voice thick with emotion. "They hoped someone could learn from their achievements and their mistakes." Jack looked around, a determined set to his jaw. "Then let's make sure their hope wasn't in vain. We've got the artifact and now the knowledge. It's up to us to use it wisely." As they left the chamber, the team knew their mission had evolved. It wasn't just about exploration or curiosity, it was a responsibility, a duty to carry forward the legacy and hope of a civilization lost to the cosmos. The Odyssey awaited their return, ready to carry them home where a new challenge awaited. Ensuring humanity heeded the ancients' whispers and used the paradox artifact not for conquest or gain, but as a tool for understanding, growth, and possibly the safeguarding of their own future. Chapter 4: Shadows and Revelations. As the Odyssey cut its path back through the stars, each member of the team carried the weight of their discovery with a mix of wonder and somber responsibility. The darkness of space outside was reflective of the uncertainty that now accompanied the potential of the paradox artifact. Dr. Eleanor Riggs, gazing into the void, mulled over the ancient civilization's final message, feeling the burden of deciphering its true implications for humanity. Arav, his fingers dancing over his console, was deep in an attempt to integrate the knowledge gleaned from the ancients with their own understanding of the artifact. "There's a pattern here that we've been missing," he mused, more to himself than anyone else. "It's not just about manipulation of time and space. There's an underlying ethic, a philosophy almost." Jack Mason stood beside him, watching the young genius at work. "Make any sense of it yet?" Arav shook his head. "Not entirely. It's like trying to read music without knowing the tune, but I'm getting there. Meanwhile, Zara was running simulation after simulation, her projections illuminating the room with an ethereal glow. "I believe I've identified potential safeguards the ancients may have employed," she announced. "A fail-safe mechanism of sorts embedded within the artifact's operational matrix." Riggs joined the conversation, her curiosity piqued. "A fail-safe? To prevent misuse?" "Exactly," Zara affirmed. "Though the activation of said mechanism remains elusive, I am confident that with further analysis we can uncover its secrets." Their progress, however, did not go unnoticed. News of their expedition and the discoveries made had stirred not just excitement across scientific communities, but also drawn the attention of those with less altruistic intentions. A conglomerate known as the Daedalus Corporation, whose interests straddled the line between innovation and dominance, had been silently monitoring the Odyssey's mission. Unbeknownst to the team as they approached Earth, a shadowy figure within Daedalus, known only as Director Kane, had laid plans in motion to secure the Paradox artifact for the corporation's ambitious endeavors. "Ensure the Odyssey's return does not herald an era of enlightenment, but rather an opportunity for us," Kane instructed his operatives, his voice a cold whisper of danger. The Odyssey's re-entry into Earth's orbit was marked not by celebration, but by tension. As they disembarked, the team was quickly escorted to a secure facility, ostensibly for debriefing. It was there that the true nature of their welcome became apparent. "We appreciate your service and your discoveries," said a smooth-talking representative from Daedalus, presenting himself as an ally. "But the artifact, it represents a power that cannot be left to chance. It needs safeguarding." Riggs, her intuition on high alert, countered. "The artifact is not just a tool. Its creators warned of its potential for destruction if misused. It needs study, understanding, not exploitation." "The future is built by those who seize opportunity, Dr. Riggs," the representative replied, his smile tight, his eyes cold. "Daedalus intends to be at the forefront of that future." The standoff was interrupted by an unexpected ally. General Williams, a high-ranking official in the Earth Space Agency and a silent supporter of the Odyssey's original mission, stepped forward. "The world deserves to know about the artifact, about its origins and its warnings. This isn't the time for corporate maneuvers." With General Williams' intervention, the team was allowed to return to their research, albeit under the watchful eye of both their allies and adversaries. The race to unlock the artifact's secrets and its fail-safe had become more desperate. Back at their lab, the team worked with renewed fervor. Arav, tapping into the nuances of the ancient philosophy embedded within the artifact's design, alongside Zara's computational genius, pieced together the mechanism's activation sequence. "It's designed not just as a deterrent, but as a lesson," Riggs concluded, her eyes alight with realization. "The fail-safe, it requires a collective, harmonious intent to activate. It's about unity, about proving that we're ready to wield such power responsibly." As they prepared to test the activation sequence, the knowledge of what it represented weighed heavily on them. It was more than a safeguard. It was a testament to the belief that humanity could rise above its darker impulses, that it could unite in the face of existential power. The moment of truth arrived, and with the world watching, the team initiated the sequence. The artifact, responding to their collective intent, pulsed with a radiant light, its fail-safe activated, revealing not just new potentials, but the promise of a future guided by wisdom and unity. In that light, the shadows cast by greed and ambition receded, and for a moment, humanity stood together on the brink of a new dawn. The path forward was fraught with challenges, but for the first time, there was a beacon in the darkness, a guide towards a better tomorrow.